What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, interesting that Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn is still saying that they can offer undefeated 3-division world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who is 27 wins, no loss, no draw, 25 wins by way of knockout. He is 27 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Eddie Hearn, who Gervonta Tank Davis, he recently had a fight with fellow stablemate WBA lightweight title contender star boxer Rolando Rolly Romero, in which he brutally knocked out Rolly Romero in the 6th round. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis, leading up into that fight, made it abundantly clear that he had all plans to part ways with longtime promotional company, legendary retired Hall of Fame iconic superstar boxer turned promoter Floyd Money Mayweather Jr., Mayweather Promotions, and Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard Ellaby. Okay, Gervonta Tank Davis made it no secret that was his plans. So he alerted to the world that this was his last fight. He was in his last fight in the contract with Mayweather Promotions. Obviously, that got the boxing world buzzing. Gervonta Tank Davis is clearly a hot commodity in the sport of boxing, and so promoters and managers, just like any other sport, you get a A-level athlete in their respective sport who's a major draw and a money maker become free agent. They're going to be highly sought out, highly touted, right? That's like LeBron James and Kevin Durant becoming free agents, Steph Curry in basketball or in the NFL. You get Patrick Mahomes becoming a free agent. They're going to be highly sought out, highly touted, right? And here's this: it just doesn't happen very often in sport of boxing, because boxing is such an individual sport that a lot of times, unless you have one of the 3 major promoters, which is legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum, PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman, or Eddie Hearn with Matchroom, right? Unless you have one of these major promotional companies behind you, and Mayweather Promotions, they work hand in hand with the PBC. So obviously Mayweather Promotions as well, right? So with that said, you think about it from this standpoint, and you say to yourself, when you look at it from that standpoint, you don't really know what's who's with who. There's so many times there's fighters that are with management companies, promotional companies, and you don't even know who they're with at times, right? That's just the way the sport of boxing operates. It's such an individual sport, right? And so with that said, the fact that Gervonta Tank Davis, is a free agent, and let it be known that he's becoming a free agent, it got the boxing world buzzing, right? And so every promoter, every manager, they all want to, sign Gervonta Tank Davis. He's a massive draw from junior welterweight on down, okay? And so with that said, Eddie Hearn and Dazn have expressed that they have very high interest in signing Gervonta Tank Davis, and the only way they could do this if he's indeed a free agent, right? Because it's tampering. Now, Eddie Hearn most recently let it be known that he received a letter from Mayweather Promotions that he needs to stop tampering with Gervonta Tank Davis, okay, and saying he wants to sign him and things of that nature. Now, there's a big fight for Gervonta Tank Davis, right, with another fighter, and this fighter is with another big name promotional company, a former legendary retired Hall of Fame iconic superstar boxer Oscar De La Hoya, and that's undefeated rising lightweight Mexican superstar title contender in King Ryan Garcia. Okay, and so Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya, well, they have a relationship and close ties with Dazn, okay, who obviously Eddie Hearn has a close relationship with Dazn, right? And so Dazn is willing to put up massive amounts of money to showcase Gervonta Tank Davis talent on their platform, okay? And so with that said, you know, they would love to showcase, you know, they would love to showcase Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia on their platform. Now, there's a big fight. Why does this all tie into what I'm talking about? Okay, there's a big fight that's taking place August 20th. Okay, and that fight involves a matchroom fighter in two-time unified heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua, right? Anthony Joshua is going into a highly anticipated rematch with undefeated, former undisputed, currently the unified heavyweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer Oleksandr Usyk, okay? Oleksandr Usyk in September of last year, he beat Anthony Joshua for the unified titles, okay? And so with that said, this is the highly anticipated rematch. But to note, here's an important thing to be noted, is that Anthony Joshua has had Eddie Hearn, should I say, has had a relationship with Saudi Arabia, okay, and Dubai. And they're putting up massive amount of money for Eddie Hearn to bring fights over to Dubai and to Saudi Arabia, okay? And so we know that they got massive amount of money for Anthony Joshua's rematch with Andy Ruiz Jr., right? December of 2019. And so now it's being reported that they're paying Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr Usyk $80 million for this fight in August 20th. $80 million. They're going to pay Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr Usyk for their August 20th showdown. Oleksandr Usyk is not a bigger superstar than Gervonta Tank Davis by no stretch of the imagination. Now, Anthony Joshua can rival Gervonta Tank Davis' star status. And the thing about it is when you look at it from this standpoint, you got to say to yourself this, is that as the heavyweight division goes, so goes the sport of boxing. So the fact that, you know, we're talking about Oleksandr Usyk and Anthony Joshua, who are heavyweights, they carry the sport of boxing. But that's a testament to just how big of a star Gervonta Tank Davis is, right? He reportedly did 350 to 400,000 pay-per-view buys with Rolly Romero. He broke the live gate for a boxing event at the Barclays Center with $5 million. So he's a massive star. So Ryan Garcia has a huge social media following. He's not a massive star within the sport of boxing per se, but he has a huge social media following, right? But he's with Dazn. He's with Oscar De La Hoya and Dazn. So they are willing to put up massive amounts of money to stage Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis. There's a storyline there, okay, that includes, obviously, at one point in time, back in 2007, Floyd Mayweather, Gervonta Tank Davis's promoter, and Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia's promoter, they fought in which turned out to be the biggest fight in the history of sport of boxing in 2007. At that time, that was the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, okay? It broke the pay-per-view record. It was at #1, right? And so, now, you look at it from this standpoint and you say to yourself, right? The storyline, Gervonta Tank Davis is molded in the image of Floyd Mayweather. Ryan Garcia is molded in the image of Oscar De La Hoya. You know, we know they have their own personalities and things of that nature, but they molded in an image of one another. Now, what's interesting, another thing important to note here is that Gervonta Tank Davis is loyal to Steven Espinosa, president of Showtime Sports. Okay, he's loyal to Al Heyman, PBC advisor. Okay, so that is they are going to have to be involved. If nothing else, they're going to have to be involved. And I believe that Gervonta Tank Davis is loyal to Leonard Ellaby as well. I believe that he loves his relationship. His relationship with Floyd Mayweather is important. But I think his loyalty lies with Leonard Ellaby, Stephen Espinosa, and Al Heyman. Okay? So with that said, right, Dazn is willing to throw big money at anybody they feel like can draw attention to their platform. They paid Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas, coming off of losses, $7 and $3 million. They put up $10 million for a Jesse Vargas Mikey Garcia fight that was a non-title fight, and both guys was coming off losses. We know they're willing to put up massive amount of money, and the fact that Eddie Hearn has a connection with Saudi Arabia and with Dubai, and they're willing to put up. They're looking to draw attention, just like Dazn. So they have an endless bag. Okay, both. So Gervonta Tank Davis would be enormous for what they're looking to do, because again, their superstars lie in the heavyweight division, you know, and then they have a relationship clearly with, you know, Canelo Alvarez. You understand what I'm saying? But for the most part, right, they don't have guys that are superstars in the lower weight classes. And like I said, they have Canelo Alvarez, Triple G, middleweights, you know, and the heavyweights. You can't really think of big, now that, you know, Josh Taylor, no, Josh Taylor's what, top ranked. So they don't have big name guys that compete in the lower weight classes. Gervonta Tank Davis breaks the mold, smashed the mold. So imagine, and they had Devin Haney, right? So imagine if they're able to put together a Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis fight with an endless amount of money, right? Dazn is willing to throw the money away for Gervonta Tank Davis. They, you know, I don't know if they're willing to put up $80 million like they are for Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua, you know, but I'm certain that they're willing to put up some massive amounts of money, right? Now, the thing about this is, now I know people are going to say, well, it's not about loyalty. Now, this is a fight, again, like I said, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis, that's a fight that, you know, people been seeking out to make happen. I don't know if it's as important to the actual hardcore boxing fans, you know, as much as it is to the casual boxing fans, you know, because Ryan Garcia simply doesn't translate. He just doesn't translate, right? It just doesn't happen, you know. So his fan base is young adults and teenagers, you know, so they don't translate to boxing. But again, the storyline of Ryan Garcia is in the mold of Oscar De La Hoya and Gervonta Tank Davis, but Floyd Mayweather would need to be involved. Now, again, if they're gonna throw the money away, you know, not that it's a throwaway fight, but I'm saying if Dazn is willing to just throw up any types of big money, you know, then again, it is what it is. But on the flip side of it, right, you got to say to yourself, this is that Floyd Mayweather needs to be involved to build the storyline. If he's not involved, then how do you build the storyline? The whole storyline is people do want to see Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather jaw back and forth. They want to see it. It's interesting. It's intriguing. It's entertaining. So people want to see it. They want to see Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya go back and forth. Ryan Garcia and then Tank go back and forth. So, you know, Dazn is willing to put up this massive amount of money for Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, again, like I said, you know, Gervonta Tank Davis' loyalty lies with PBC, Stephen Espinosa, and Leonard Ellaby. I wholeheartedly believe that. His coach, mentor, big brother figure, and longtime trainer, Coach Calvin Ford, said that Gervonta Tank Davis is still a free agent. He hadn't re-signed with Mayweather Promotions. He's still a promotional free agent. and that he's looking to secure the biggest fights. Dazn is willing to put up that money. I personally think that, you know, I like the fact that, yeah, that's one fight, Ryan Garcia. But I like the fact that Mayweather Promotions has built up Gervonta Tank Davis into this superstar. And, you know, if he can secure the fights that the fans want to see and he wants and still stay with them, then, and he's making big money, then, you know, I think he should do that. You know what I mean? But I just want to see the best fight the best, and Gervonta Tank Davis secure his family's legacy. His family, you know, he can feed his family forever, generational wealth, and you know, build up his legacy, like I said. So let's see how this unfolds. It's gonna be very interesting, you know, to see what Gervonta Tank Davis announced. What's next? Everybody's intrigued, including myself. So that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like your shitty videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.